right here on the y-axis, we have skill level, and then over here we have time. So for example, I always looked up to like an Albert Pujols who started off way better than me. Obviously, when I was a kid, he was already in the big leagues. So he's starting way up here. I'm starting down here. But let's go Albert Pujols real quick. He's progressing basically still, even though he's, a fully grown adult, and he's still developing and getting better because he's working out a couple times out of the week. He's playing baseball every single day, just about. He's fielding ground balls. He's hitting batting practice. How am I going to compete against someone like that when I'm all the way down here? I'm going to be green over here. I'm all the way down here at ground zero. How am I going to compete with someone like that? Right? If I just do that, it's going to take forever to meet him way up here, and that's probably not going to happen, right? So I always had that mindset, like I had to go crazy hard to be able to come close to the talent level of, let's say, an Albert Pujols. What I see a lot of times happen with high school baseball players, though, you're starting way down here, and you're like just developing and doing everything with the team. And if you're doing everything with the team, which is this line, guys, and you want to get better, but you're doing everything with the team, you might be just as good as everyone else. And I was never okay with that because that's the area of, basically you're just neglecting your future at the end of the day. You want to play D1 baseball, you want to play professional baseball, but you're just doing the bare minimum and you will get the same results as everyone else. So you have to understand, it's not just like a little bit of work of private lessons right here that's going to separate yourself, but it's really comes a point maybe in a player's journey where they need to realize they need to take the ownership in their own hands, right? And that ownership looks like doing workouts by themselves, hitting by themselves. They don't rely on someone to hold their hand as they cross the street. They've come to the age where they're a high school teenager that they know how to cross the street by themselves. So at the end of the day, that's looking like knowing already how to, develop in the gym, how to squat, how to hold the bat. This is the area where ideally a lot of my students start to realize for themselves that they can develop so much quicker because they're able to work by themselves with a plan. If you're always relying on your hitting coach to get swings in, you're ultimately going to be able to develop very much so slower than, the player that realizes that they can do things on their own and become their own best coach.